Mr. Investor, welcome back to the channel, baby. All of the bingo cowboys huddled around the fire, we ready to eat. So today I'm going to discuss when is the best time to buy bio-nanogenomics stock. And while I cannot tell you to buy or sell a stock because I'm not a financial advisor and this is for entertainment only, but oh, I can show you what the institutions are doing and it's very interesting. I can show you what big smart money is doing. So before we get into this video and I show you about institutional ownership and showing you how they're kind of moving their money around, please support the channel by hitting the join button above my head. It's only 99 cents a month and it helps me create content like this. Bang bang. You can also join my Patreon page, but if you can't do it, just you hitting the like and clicking subscribe on this channel means the world to me. Thank you so much for supporting me and my little brother. Okay, so if you go to the website called Fintel, you can check the bingo institutional ownership there, bio-nanogenomics, and if we do a little scrolly, we go down and you'll be able to see what institutions are doing. So while some institutions straight off the bat they're entering positions with hundreds of thousands of shares, the green means new positions. So we saw on the 26th of April, we saw Cutler Group buy 159,000 shares. We saw Simplex Trading buying 248,000 shares. Some institutions have actually revealed their average price and they continue to invest more into our beloved BNGO Stock. So here's a name for you to check out. Check this institution for example. Okay, so this one is called Inspire Advisors, and on the 30th of April we can see here they filed this 13F form, Inspire Advisors LLC, and they showed an average price of $5.71. They hold 291,760 shares, but what's interesting is they have actually increased their share ownership by 16,108%. So what you need to check out is with an average price of $5.71, and remember these institutions, just like ARK Invest, Vanguard Group, and even BlackRock, they all work off multiples. So they want to 5x, they want to 10x, they want to 20x their money. And for an average share price of $5.71, what do they see in the future of bio-nanogenomics for them to recently increase their position by 16,000%? Similarly, another new position that we saw here, well, not a new position, an increased position. So Creative Planning, they've got an average price of $5.58. They've got 59,117 shares and they've increased their share ownership by 31% recently. So one thing I want to tell you about is when people see institutions start small positions like, you know, 100 shares here, 200 shares there, it doesn't mean that they won't invest bigger, juicier sums later on. So even if you see, you know, 10 shares being bought here and we have a little giggle, the next time we see these guys, it could be hundreds of thousands of shares. So don't laugh at Ironwood Financial, baby. In other news, let's talk about buyouts. Can bio-nanogenomics be bought out and what will the multiples be? Will we be seeing a juicy premium with a cherry on top for our shares?
Ooh, you talking about that little cupcake with a cherry on top?
We going to celebrate like ho. So Stock Twits, let's look at Cantaloupe and what he said. He was talking about bingo. So can bingo be bought out? Bingo Homeland sold Genome to BD for 46 times revenue. The higher we get revenue and the higher the revenue forecasts for discounted future cash flows, the higher the price and multiple will be. Bio-Nano will easily be bringing in hundreds of millions in top line revenue starting in 2023. Exponential growth curve is hard to believe even for the most bullish. You have to have been through it to know it. Watch it here over the next few years play out. Lag. He also spoke about Illumina and he said Illumina worked on the failed PacBio buyout. He also spoke of Illumina and he said Illumina worked on the failed PacBio BO of $1.2 billion for over a year. And by BO, it don't mean smelly armpits. BO means buyout. So CVRS got bought out by Siemens. It took over a year. Emzor being bought out by Medtronic took multiple years and partnerships along the way. Point is, the longer you go and create additional value, the more lucrative the buyout or partnership offers become. Time is on the side of high growth players like bio-nano. Lag. So I wanted to double check across and just see who these companies were when he was talking about BD, and he was talking about Eric Homeland selling, you know, Genome to BD and how much they acquired it for, a 46 times revenue multiple. So we can see here $230 million in bid to bolster infectious disease play. New York, January 10th 2006. Becton Dixon is BD and it acquired Genome Sciences for $230 million plus up to $25 million in additional incentives. So this reminds me of our board of directors, and when I was looking at Christopher Twomey, some of these board of directors are very intelligent people. We've got David L. Barker, who was actually at Illumina before. This guy helped with a lot of buyouts and acquisitions. Obviously we've got Eric Homeland, who Cantaloupe explains, you know, sold Genome for 46 times revenue multiple. Yeah, he did say that. He did say it. And in previous videos, if you hadn't been following me back then, because I know some of you are new here, I actually looked into Christopher Twomey and his buying and selling of previous companies. So this was interesting. So this guy was previously on the board of directors for Tandem Diabetes Care. This company here, the ticker symbol is TNDM. Now this man waited years and years before he sold his shares because he waited for the right growth of the company to sell it for maximal profit. So when he was a director at TNDM, we can see here he bought his shares, 75,000 of them for $2. Total value $150,000. That was in February 2018, and he did not sell a single share until 2 years later when the share price was $80, and that he started selling a little chunk. He sold at $90 in May 2020. He sold at $100 and $110, and he continued to sell for at least a 40 times multiple. Imagine buying your shares for $2 a share and then selling it for $80, $90, $100, $110 over here. And what's interesting to see is, although Bionanogenomics run up from, I think, 34 cents, I saw him obtain an award for some shares, he didn't sell at $15. He's looking for that 40x multiple, maybe 50x multiple. And these boards of directors, they've done it with so many companies before. They can see what the value is of certain companies. I heard the legend of Cantaloupe, and Cantaloupe has been investing in these kinds of genomic companies for such a long time. He looks for medical instrument companies, I heard. And when he spoke of Eric Holmlin selling, here for 46 times revenue, and he's stating that in the future Bionano will easily be bringing in hundreds of millions in top line revenue starting in 2023. This is why I always kind of say to you guys, I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking, what is the growth potential of this company? What can it become in the future, and what can it do to my money? And just remember, guys, different people have different investment perspectives as well. I'm willing to take risk. I'm looking for high growth stocks. I want to 10x, 50x, 100x my money. And with more and more institutions now getting involved, look, you can see all these new positions. You can see people increasing their positions. This institution decreased their position by 97%, but they probably only had 1,000 shares anyway. But mostly all of these new positions you can see here, it gets me super bullish, and I could already see the bigger picture once I started to understand a little bit more about genomics. I wanted to always remind you as well, this is what some people were saying here over on StockTwits. Thank you, Groot, you superhero. They basically said, don't listen to these players. They want you to sell your shares and buy other investments, making you think it won't be $40, $50 by Christmas 2021. They are using every trick in the book, like artificial intelligence, to play your human emotions. Every share will be worth more than Tesla, Amazon, Microsoft. Sapphire is about living longer without sickness. How much is that worth? Priceless, baby. So these guys are super bullish on it. They're saying, BNGO is going to be $40, $50 by 2025, 2026. I think it will be more. I always put a $100 price target on stuff that I believe, can actually have exponential growth in their sector. And what's interesting to notice as well is, similarly, the same kind of companies that invest in these kinds of growth stocks, they also invest. We can see here Creative Planning, the one that actually increased their share ownership by 31% recently. Average price $5.58. Look who else they invest in. So if we scrolly down, we will find Nano Dimension with 219,000 shares in there. Senseonics as well. Some of you also invest in Senseonics on this channel. They also invest in other penny stocks that have catalysts like Zomedica, which we're awaiting the catalyst still, and even AMC. They've got hundreds of thousands of shares in AMC. As well as some of you were talking about this mining company before. I think it's called UAMI, United States Antimony Corporation. 7 million shares. And with a portfolio of about 49, nearly $50 billion, they decided to increase their position in Bionanogenomics, and they hold an average share price of $5.58. What do you think they think that Bionanogenomics is going to be in 5 years, 6 years time? Anyway, guys, for me, if this touches into the fives again, I'm hoping for $5.50, $5.20, anything in the fives again. I'm going to be averaging down yet again. My average price is about $10 now. I've been averaging slowly down as I get cash in. I've got a part-time job. I've been working my bum cheeks off. And remember, this is not financial advice. This is just what I'm doing. Some of you guys may even have a 50 cent or 34 cent average. Some of you did have a 50 cent average, and you actually averaged up because you could see the potential of Bionanogenomics. You wanted more shares. You wanted to build out a bigger position. But for me, I'm not going to be selling any of my shares of Bionanogenomics for at least 5 to 8 years. I'm thinking the longer I leave this out, we might see a buyout. We might actually see, Cytopia start to spread across the world. We might start to see all institutions start to invest as they see increased revenue, as they see more medical institutions and more universities adopt our Sapphire machine. And with several other catalysts in the mix, like we're waiting for the largest hospital in Canada. These guys have had a 30-year-old workflow. If we're able to actually transition them away from that and put a single machine in there to have a single high-resolution assay to transform their cancer diagnosis, and we get those in all of their hospitals within that network, can you imagine what the future holds for our company, Bionanogenomics, baby? It's a big hospital, and lots of other hospitals will probably follow suit if they can see that this is going to be super affordable, it's going to be super fast, super efficient, and it's going to improve patient care, know, improve diagnosis for people, fast turnaround times. You're going to save lives in aggressive cancers like leukemia. So this laboratory medicine program in Toronto is the largest hospital diagnostic laboratory in Canada and one of the largest in the world. It performs 25 million tests per year, serving 1,300 patients per day. You're going to be saving so many lives. And over there, Dr. Adam Smith plans to use Bionanogenomics Sapphire system to test its ability to streamline cancer diagnostic techniques and improve detection of abnormalities, reduce complexity and costs. Make sure you keep an eye on those SEC forms as well and see when these boards of directors decide to start selling shares. I bet you won't see a lot of shares being sold for many years to come. And that's not financial advice, that's for entertainment only. So I want to say thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you're able to, please hit that like and click the subscribe button, join the channel. If you can support me with even just $1 per month, please click the join button above my head. It's only 99 cents and it helps me create videos like this. But if not, just that like will do, baby. Drop me some comments, let me know your thoughts on Bionanogenomics. Do you have any juicy information? And for all the cowboys, I hope you're eating good, baby. Mr. Investor ALOT over and out, baby.